Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday, October 26th. Welcome to the Plant-Based Morning Show. We are presented every day, at least every Tuesday through Thursday at 11 a.m. by Complement. That's our parent company. I mean, we're not our own company. It's just we are part of Complement, and that's what the show is. So we're presented by Complement. And right now, biggest thing we have going on all year, I think is fair to say, Plantapalooza longevity. It's over. If you can join at nomeatathlete.com/longevity if you don't want to go right to the Love Complement website and see the fun. But big time content, big time sales, lots of stuff. Doug's going to come on here. I'm sure he can do a little better job of that. Reminder pitch before we jump in.
All right, there's hello. Doug. Hey, Matt. How's it going?
How we doing?
Happy Thursday.
Good?
Happy Plantapalooza Day 2.
That's right. You got a chance to take a shower and all that?
Oh, I took a shower. I took a bath.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I did take a bath.
Yeah. Had to discharge a lot of energy.
Yeah. Had to just let it all go. But no, man, It's going great. Day 2 is here of an 8-day Plantapalooza event. And we have a stellar lineup of content today. If we have, let's see, Cyrus from Mastering Diabetes.
Yep. You teased that was one of your words, diabetes, yesterday.
That's right. So my words were diabetes, meditation, and sprouts.
Okay. Yep.
So let's see. Cyrus goes on. He talks a lot. I mean, it's really about metabolic health, but also about weight loss and sustainable weight loss and
very smart guy.
A high carb diet. I mean, incredibly
PhD
smart.
or MD, one of those.
PhD. He's a PhD.
Yep.
I'm not sure what. I don't know if you remember. But super smart guy. I mean, this is one of the headier interviews, but it's done in a way that anybody can understand. I just found it incredibly interesting to listen to. So definitely check that one out. And then later in the day, we are releasing some guided meditations from Chris Carr and her meditation guide, which is great. They're designed for people who don't meditate or who who aren't great at sticking to a meditation practice. And it was guided meditations that really worked best for me, way better than like sitting down and putting on a timer. So definitely excited about those. And then one of our more fun, entertaining interviews is with Doug Evans, the Sprout guy.
Right.
You may know Doug from some of the other, he's been on Rich Roll and I think a few other places.
Yeah. Right.
But he's a hilarious dude. And he goes into his sprout meditation, which which is fun and interesting, but also about different micronutrients and solving food system problems and really getting everything you need from your countertop, garden on your countertop.
Okay, so sprouting advice for people who don't sprout to go with the meditation advice for people who don't meditate, and smart advice for people who aren't smart.
That's exactly right. So head over to lovecompliment.com. All of those will be released on the Learn tab, but also in the Plantapalooza section. And then also, of course, while you're there, I said this yesterday, bold claim, this is our biggest, not just our biggest sale so far of the year, or the biggest sale we've ever done. This is bigger than Black Friday. If you're going to ever buy Complement, there's
biggest
never
sale we'll ever do, ever.
It might be. It might be. And if you're a VIP ticket holder, which you can still opt in to do that, if you go to nomeatathlete.com/longevity, opt in to be a VIP ticket holder, you get all these. You're going to get a bunch of even discounts on top of the discounts that are available to everybody else. I mean, it's just like we're practically giving it away. So if you want your nutrients, you want your protein, you want anything, like now's the time to do it.
All right, good. Look, we don't run ads on the show ever, so I hope everyone doesn't mind us promoting our big event, biggest event of the year, biggest event ever. nomeatathlete.com/longevity if you want to join it.
That's
all
right. That's right.
Good morning to people. Mr. Jeffrey, Daniel P., Brandon Turner, Dale Stevens, Anne Marie, Kate, aka Rivercat, and Stephen Dunn. And Stephen says, Matt, keeping up the golf wear chic. Ran out of clothes, ran out of t-shirts that were presentable and good for the show, so I put on a golf shirt.
Well, I appreciate it. You look sharp.
Thank you.
Hey, Matt, have you been following, or were you following at all, Big's Backyard Ultra? And do you even know what that is?
No. Sounds sort of familiar.
Okay.
Big.
So the guy behind, what's that?
Big's back here. His name's Big.
Big. It's the guy behind. Oh my goodness, why am I blanking on it?
That Barclays thing.
The Barclays, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Barclay Marathons. Basically, he started this kind of last man standing style event. Now it's trendy. There's a bunch of them. Some of them are his in different countries and different places. But the main one, the original and the main one was designed in his backyard. It's basically a 4.16 mile loop that you run every hour on the hour for as long.
His backyard is 4 miles long.
There's a whole trail network back there, I guess, and so during the day you run trails, at night you run roads.
It's literally his backyard, or is it just like that's a figure of speech?
No, it's in his backyard. I don't know if the entire course is in his backyard, but it starts and ends in his backyard.
Okay. All right, continue.
And so, all right, so the last man standing, you run 4.16 miles every hour on the hour. All you have to do is get back, finish that loop before the hour's up, and you have to start when the hour begins. So you can't like start 10 minutes later. You have to start when the hour turns.
Easy.
And you just
I could do that all day. I could do that indefinitely.
Ah, well then you should then you should enter, because Harvey Lewis, famed vegan ultrarunner,
right?
Badwater winner, I believe.
Twice Badwater winner.
Twice Badwater winner. He's won this race a couple times, but they just set the new record by far with 108 laps. So 108 hours. That's what, 4.5 days of doing 4 miles every hour on the hour for a total of 450 miles consecutively. You think you could do that? You're still confident you could?
All I gotta do is walk. I just need to walk 15-minute miles and then not take any naps or anything for.
You're not taking any naps and not worry about your feet.
Yeah, I think I could do that.
To do any blisters.
I think I could give that record a run for its money.
Well, you know what?
I just walk, right? It's not a hard course or anything. It's somebody's backyard, nice trimmed lawn.
I mean, it's like I said, it's during the day it's trail, during the evening or nighttime it's road. So there you go. It's even paved for you, Matt. But, I am confident that you would not make it more than 24 hours. That's how confident I am. They had all this like live cam, so footage of it, and you could kind of watch. Like watching them run or walk wasn't all that entertaining. The exciting part was when they got in and like what they would do during the 5 minutes they were back in camp.
Right.
And it was just fascinating at the end when like they would sit down and like someone would just like put food in their mouth basically, and then you'd see them like nod off for like 60 seconds, and then someone would shake them awake, and then they kind of like get up and keep going. It's just like,
I mean, there really is almost no sleep, right? Unless in the beginning you're running the miles and then sleeping for half an hour or something.
Yeah, I think Harvey's fastest lap was in the 30s, both of the last two men standing like in 30-minute range. So they were running those pretty quick and then come back. But yeah, I mean you're never sleeping for more than 10 or 15 minutes at a time, and that's like the most.
First of all, I think we haven't mentioned yet that Harvey Lewis is vegan, right?
Yes. Well, I think I mentioned that. Maybe not.
Did you? Maybe not. I'm not sure. I think he was vegetarian when he won his first Badwater, because we had him on No Meat Athlete Radio then. But I'm pretty sure he's vegan now. I'm not really actually sure about what has changed or if he calls himself plant-based or what it is. But I'm pretty sure they call him vegan runner now, and back then it was vegetarian. So what's amazing to me is that the way you describe this event, like, yes, it's a running event, but it's also a who can like not sleep for 4 days.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
And it's amazing that the same person who can win Badwater, a pure running event, right? Where you're not, it's not the sleep deprivation that's the problem, even if it is, it takes a long time to do it. That he can also win this thing. It sounds to me a whole different skill set, right? Being able to keep moving forward without sleep.
Definitely.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, there's just like the hard part is the consistency, right? Like it's not fast, like you said, 15-minute miles. It's not fast. It's just you have to be consistent for 4.5 days. I mean, that's crazy. Like, I mean, obviously you have to be fit enough to be on your feet for that long and moving forward for 450 miles, which, I mean, I can't even imagine what that is like. But like, there's no breaks. You can't oversleep. You can't sit down and get like to regroup and get a real meal. If you're vomiting or whatever, you got to just keep on moving. Like you just got to be consistent the entire time. It's absolutely insane. And what's interesting too is that was the old record was, but maybe 30 miles further than the previous record. And it's always dependent on who else is there, because once you do your final lap and the other person doesn't complete it, then you won. Like, the race is over. You're not going to keep going.
Right.
And so, there has to be multiple people pushing to that limit. And so you don't know, like Harvey could have possibly gone 10 more laps, who knows?
Because he just stopped. He's not, people don't keep going to try to break the record or something.
No, I don't even know if you can. I think that once you're the last man standing, it's over.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's just interesting. Like, so third place did 129 miles. And so then the last, 21 miles was just these other two guys. And then Eeyore varies from Canada. He was 29 years old and has only been ultra running for 3 years. He went out on the final lap, the 108th lap, but didn't just turn around and came back. So didn't finish it.
Right. Wow. That's amazing. Good for Harvey Lewis. Good for, I mean, like I said, it speaks to, you have to be a little versatile here, not just running, but also the ability to not sleep. And it says a lot about the diet as well. Right. I mean,
definitely.
If it's robust, can handle not sleeping, can handle pure running. So,
and I mean, he's older too. He's 46, 40.
Yeah, he is getting older.
So just the ability to, this is the longevity summit we're talking about on Plants Palooza. We should have had him on. Maybe he's still awake. Maybe we.
Yeah. I want to get him on this plant-based morning show. I think we tried. Well, maybe it was somebody at the radio. I don't think he responded, but I want to start having more guests. I want to have him. That'd be fun. Are you going to do anything like this, Doug? Any of these in your future?
I don't know.
Desire to do any of these?
If I would try it, I would try this type of race for sure. I'm not sure if I could do more. I'm confident I could do it 24 hours. I don't know how long I could do. I think I would just get so tired. That consistency would just.
Right. It just sounds like not any fun at all. I mean, not sleeping is really a horrible feeling. When you can't sleep, or you're not allowed to sleep, or whatever. That's one of the worst things you can feel. Jeffrey,
I mean, the live stream of those guys, they were just such zombies. And I've gotten into that zombie mode on a 100-miler before, but that you're working towards a finish.
Right.
To not know.
Yeah.
Like
right. That's really hard.
You could hear one guy asking his crew, he's like, how many more? And his crew was like, I think just one more lap. But she had no idea.
That's all right. But that's the only good answer, is just one more.
Right. It's just like, just keep doing one more lap.
Yeah. I remember that mindset from ultra running. That, like, it was like, just get to this next aid station, and and literally don't think about the rest. Like, somehow trick yourself and think that's really the end. Just one more aid station. Mr. Jeffrey says this is like what Bianca did when she said it was harder than any ultra she's ever done. I don't remember what that race was that she did, but I do remember it had a strange twist to it. Maybe it was a mile every.
It was 5K every 2 hours or something. Yeah, I forget.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The ultra running is miserable enough when you get enough miles under you, and then to add, to make the sleep part way worse, just sounds terrible. So I will never do this. Never even attempt anything like this. I don't care what the format is or how short, unless I can just keep walking, like I said.
Yeah. And he also suggests getting Jeffrey Benny back on, which would be great.
Jeffrey Benny came to like a super early iteration of Plant-Based Morning Show when it wasn't that.
He was on the Twitter version.
We were doing Twitter Space, just fooling around, seeing what was happening, and that was a nice platform because you can tag somebody and then they just show up to your show. What happened then? And he was in some yurt in Colorado doing some race. I forget what it was, rim to rim to rim or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't remember. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't. Really
no, it was. That's right. It was the tour.
Trans Rockies.
Transcon. Yeah, Trans Rockies. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, anything else new, Doug? Any more introductory stuff? We got an interesting show today. It's like short weather report and then maybe 2 articles. We'll see how that goes. But anything else going on? Any Halloween preparations?
Not really Halloween prep. This big endurance weekend in the Hay House. I'm running my 50K on Saturday, and Katie's running her half marathon on Sunday.
Okay, that's good.
So we're both got some big goals coming up, which is exciting. It's kind of fun to be prepping, thinking through gear and stuff together, which we have never done before. So it's really cool.
Good. Very nice. All right. Well, good luck in those. I guess we won't see you again until they're finished. So you'll have to tell us on Tuesday how it goes. But yes, tell Katie good luck as well, please.
I will.
All right. Let's jump into our weather report today. It is Thursday, October 26th, and she's been in the news a lot recently. Pinky Cole just doesn't stop. In addition to the regular book, then the cookbook, which is I think like a week away from release, maybe. That's happening, and now she has announced that they're opening a new location of Slutty Vegan in Baltimore, Rye Street Market, which is in this area called Baltimore Peninsula, which I had to look up what that was, and I do know the area, but I don't remember it being called that when I was there. But there's a bunch of new restaurants and things there on the water. And so that's where it is. Apparently, Pinky Cole is from East Baltimore. I did not know that either. And I like that. That's where I'm not from Baltimore, but from about half an hour north of there. So I like that. Makes me want to go to a Slutty Vegan. This might be the first Slutty Vegan I go to. It's probably the most likely one that I would
definitely
manage to get to. Somehow the Atlanta one, I just don't.
But do you still have family in Baltimore?
Yeah, Aaron's family's still there, and then I've got a bunch of extended family there, but no, not directly. What's it called? Close, immediate family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so yeah, we'll probably be up there around Christmas time. So maybe I'll get it there. All right, and then there's been a study they did in Japan. They call it a research study. It was only 100 people. I don't quite get what the big deal is, but it's online. 70% of these Japanese people have shown interest in tasting cultivated seafood, which of course is lab-grown seafood by a different name. 60% expressing a willingness to purchase it once it is available. A small amount said they would not ever eat any kind of seafood, due to veganism. And they're harping a bit on that. The at least veg economists who's analyzing these results are saying that reveals a lack of knowledge about cultivated seafood, its technology, and its benefits, that the vegans are saying they wouldn't eat seafood because maybe it means they don't
agree with that.
Yeah, I don't. It seems like a big jump. I don't know if there was more information here that we don't have, like what their reasoning was or something. But it says only a quarter of the people reported an awareness of the sector at all.
Really?
Yeah. So even though 70% said they would have it, I guess it was like maybe kind of a hypothetical. Like, if you could get this, would you do it? And then did you know this exists? And many didn't know it existed. So I don't really know. And I'm not sure about the vegan thing either. If the vegans who heard about this assumed it just meant seafood, but it was cultivated and meant, who knows what that means if you hadn't been up on these things. Or are they saying they're not going to eat lab grown seafood no matter what, because it's still seafood to them? So I don't really know, but it's kind of interesting. I mean, cultivated seafood, we've talked a lot about the cultivated or the plant-based seafood, that seems to be a trend on the horizon. But cultivated seafood, we just haven't talked about too much. Somehow that sounds a little more appetizing to me than cultivated beef or chicken does. I don't really know what it is about it. It just seems like something that doesn't seem so unnatural for some reason. Maybe because things, those shellfish and things, like we don't picture them as being, having faces and being mothered. Right. And so when you imagine growing that, it seems not that different from what happens in nature. It just sort of grows and, but obviously it is very different.
Hey, did you listen to that audio article I sent you?
No, I have it open on my computer. I kind of intended to, but then I just didn't get a chance. Singapore puts Asian twist on cell-grown meat, says the headline of that.
Yeah, it's basically, it talks a lot about the cultivated meat in general and the naming of it and that kind of thing. But they're interviewing someone who is who's doing cultivated shrimp, and so then and how seafood is kind of the next frontier for cultivated meat in Singapore. And I don't know, I kind of thought that was interesting because I hadn't heard anybody doing that. Like you said, we've talked a lot about chicken and beef, but not seafood. And it makes a lot of sense to me.
Just because of what I said, like it just seems like it kind of feels better.
Yeah, kind of.
Or is there something about it that's more
the texture, is maybe a little bit easier to replicate. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, it's a little rubberier, maybe.
A little, exactly. And so you could probably kind of get some of that and flavor. You know, every fish tastes quite a bit different, whereas, you know, beef is beef is beef is beef. And,
Right.
I don't know. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Very interesting that this plant-based and not cultivated seafood is emerging as a front runner, perhaps. Maybe it's early to say that about the cultivated seafood, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right. In other news, the McFlurry Spoon, which I think we've all had at one time, or not we've all, but many of us who weren't vegan forever have had the McFlurry Spoon. And it's that strange, clear plastic thing that is hollow in the middle. You didn't know if it was supposed to be a straw or what, but I think it was like the machine would use the spoon to stir your thing up, and then it would come off, and that would be your spoon that you would use. And anyway, they're getting rid of that. It was not eco-friendly, and they have these initiatives to reduce their plastic thing, their plastic whatever. First of all, their greenhouse gas emissions, but also their plastic waste, I guess. So now they're going to be having a reusable spinner thing that is part of the machine, and that will keep that you won't get that when you order one of these things, and the thing you'll get will be a more reasonable looking spoon that doesn't have so much plastic in it.
What if you just had to return your spoon? What if it was like
just washing dishes and
know,
stuff?
you paid a deposit, you paid a deposit to get the spoon, you had to return it, and you got your 10 cents back?
I mean, that might not, right? If all the in-restaurant, how many people actually go in restaurants and eat anymore in fast food restaurants? But what if they just started having dishes again? You would wash the dishes. That seems crazy. Seems like it would not be efficient at all for them, but would be a nice way to be eco-friendly. Maybe, but then you got to use up water to wash that. So who even knows what's better?
I never even thought about how, I don't know why it's never occurred to me, but like a McDonald's probably has a tiny dishwasher because they only have like knives and stuff that they would need. I don't even know how many knives
their
they
own
have.
stuff. Yeah. Do they have knives? Do they chop stuff there? I don't even know.
I don't even know. Probably not.
Well, they must, right? Someone's got to slice those tomatoes up. But no, that's just maybe a machine that does that. I don't know.
Huh. Never even thought about it. Huh.
Who knows? Anyway, they tested new strawless lids this year. What does that mean? In an effort to stop giving out plastic straws, what's a strawless lid? Like a lid that you just sip out of? I guess a coffee lid, sort of thing.
Maybe. Okay,
so that, and they've said they're not going to have the self-serve soda machines. That's going to be gone by 2032. What was wrong with that? Was that an eco thing? I thought that was just like a bacteria thing.
Yeah, I thought that was a money thing. They didn't want to.
Right. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, they're getting rid of that. They don't need it because fewer people are choosing to eat in the dining rooms. And there was one more. No, maybe not. Maybe that was it. Oh, Happy Meal toys. They've switched out some of their plastic Happy Meal toys for 3D paper-based toys that customers can assemble themselves. That's really boring. Who wants to do that?
Nobody.
No. All right. So anyway, McDonald's is doing that. I guess this is good. I mean, a little bit helps, but it's still McDonald's, and they're probably still terrible for the world. Yeah. And finally, in less good news, Archer Daniels Midland, also known as ADM, it's a giant grain trader, multinational food giant involved in the processing of food and trading of grains. They are changing course on a $300 million plan that they had, I think it was earlier this year, maybe it was last year, to expand production of alternative proteins, as they have now cited consumer appetite for plant-based foods is waning. So they are not so interested in pursuing the plant-based stuff anymore, the alternative grain or alternative meats, grains. They're not out of it. They're just not going quite so gung-ho as they were. So that's not great.
No.
Yeah, which is very different news story than you get from like Veg News. I saw a headline today that said, see if I can pull it up real quick. Oh yeah, 2024 will be the most vegan year yet, according to these two trend predictors. So that's a little different story than you get if you look at the industry numbers and things like that. But who really knows? Only time will tell. What they are citing there, by the way, Veg News, that was their headline in order to point to the Whole Foods trend report that we did earlier this week, where they said, I think the veggie burgers with actual veggies back in them, and plant-based seafood were two trends that were coming. Nothing in there about the most vegan year yet, just saying that those things were 2 trends out of 10.
On their way.
And then there's another one, which is actually, they pointed me, I didn't know this had happened, so I put it, possibly we'll get to it today. The Specialty Food Association has also released their trends, and the plant-based seafood also appears in that list. So anyway, that's, one side of the story is you see that stuff growing. The other side, and I think the more likely side is that there's a little bit of contraction going on with the alternative meats. Right. Okay, so that is it as far as weather report. But we have a fun one. Everyone, or at least you and I, Doug, love the "Am I the A-hole" segments, which seem to surface every 3-4 weeks, maybe, or so.
Yeah, I love these segments.
Good vegan one gets picked up by the media, and then we go check it out. So here is the latest. The headline. This is from Reddit, by the way. It's AITA is the acronym. I guess if you're a Redditor, you would know this, but it's always someone says, "Am I the a-hole for doing something that is kind of crazy?" So what they say in this case, AITA, for telling my vegan sister she can't serve only vegan food at our family reunion. So I'll go ahead and read it. It's a little bit long, but not too bad.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Okay. It says, "Hey all, I'm genuinely torn about this and need some clarity. Every year, our family has a reunion where different members host. This year, it's my younger sister's turn. She's been vegan for about 3 years and is quite passionate about it. We all respect her choices and make sure there are a good variety of vegan options whenever we have family gatherings. When she announced she'll be hosting, she also said that the entire menu would be vegan to align with her beliefs and that it's a chance for the family to try something different. Some family members were excited, but others, including many of the older folks, were pretty upset and felt like they were being forced into her lifestyle, even if just for one meal. I spoke to her privately and asked if she'd be open to including a few non-vegan dishes for those who aren't keen on a full vegan menu. She got quite defensive, saying this was her chance to showcase veganism and that for that one meal, everyone can give it a go. I respect her beliefs, but I also think that forcing an entire family to adopt her choices, even if just for one meal, isn't fair. She's now upset with me for not being supportive and says I'm not respecting her choices. AITA, question mark. And then he gives an update, which we don't need to cover. Maybe we'll talk about that at the end. Yeah. So what do we think here, Doug?
Oh, man. All right. Am I the a-hole for not serving meat at a family reunion?
Well, no, not for not serving, for telling the sister she can't.
Right.
But the thing is,
I mean, it's the same thing. Like, if he's not the a-hole,
right,
then she's the
then
a-hole,
she
right?
would be. I mean, maybe there could be a situation where there is no a-hole. It's possible that exists.
That's true. I mean, come on. It is one meal. It is not something absolutely crazy like everybody has to drink a liquid meal or raw. I mean, even that would be a little maybe intense. It is absolutely within her right to serve vegan food at a family reunion where she's providing all the food. I would imagine she's probably paying for it and providing all the food. And, people want to grab a burger on the way home or the way there, like, more power to him. She's not, he's the a-hole. She's not the a-hole.
Right. Okay. Well, first of all, in his post, he doesn't say that he said she couldn't, right? So where I found this was some media thing that picks it up. And like, this is from metro.co.uk. It says, man bans sister from serving vegan menu at family reunion. And in his post, he never says that. He just says he spoke to her privately and asked if she'd be open. And then he said, I respect her beliefs. And now she's upset at him for not being supportive, says I'm not respecting her. So I don't hear that he actually banned her. If he had done that, I'd say, yes, he is the a-hole in this case. But he didn't. He just is talking to her. So no, I'm saying he's not. Is everyone else in the family the a-hole for not being open to this and being upset about this?
I mean, people can have their grumblings, but I mean, that's like every family reunion, right? It's like, oh, well, Doris didn't provide enough chairs for for us to all sit in, or like, like there's always something to grumble about, and that's fine. You can do that. You can make fun of somebody's food or whatever, but like, I mean, to expect somebody to serve you anything, it feels like too much to me. So I think that she is well within her rights to serve a vegan meal. As somebody pointed out, she should have just never told him it was going to be vegan, and then.
I went to a vegan wedding once, and some of the family there in line for the buffet were talking to each other, and they were upset. They said, "Come on, what? Like, we can't. You can't have a."
People
meat
felt
dish.
that way. Ours was a vegetarian wedding because we weren't vegan at the time, and we had some private members privately tell us that they weren't happy about that. And then also, I know that there were grumblings about it at some of the tables, but I mean, weddings are a little different in that it is truly your party. A family reunion, I guess, is everybody's party.
That's true.
In some ways.
Yeah. So I some of the comments said things like, if her religion or beliefs, if you don't want to say religion, because this is more beliefs, but like if someone's religion made them say, we don't have this type of food here, we don't have pork or beef, whatever, and you don't have that, then of course everyone would respect that. Somehow when it's vegan, it feels like it's maybe not as deeply held a thing, whereas your religion, you just sort of don't have a choice because that's your religion. Vegan feels like it's just still, you could change it. So I don't know. I don't know where I really come out on this. I think like you said, this is just, families are going to fight and someone's going to be upset. The sister could offer up to not have her turn. She could say, if you guys don't want all this, like, just have someone else host.
Yeah.
And then she's not, I guess she'd be missing an opportunity to force people to have a vegan meal to sort of share this lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
But she might be okay with that. I don't know. So I don't know. That might be a nice way to just grease the wheels a little bit. Say, look, I don't need to host this. If you'd rather someone else host it and have non-vegan stuff, that's fine. But yeah, I think if she's the one hosting, and you want to come to an event she is the host of, then eat what she wants to serve. And so I don't know. So I think the family's the a-hole. I mean, like everyone's saying in the comments, not ours, but in the Reddit comments, it was like, it's one meal. This is one meal. You have to eat something different. Vegans always have to adjust all the time. You can eat something else ahead of time, just like the vegan would eat something else ahead of time on the way to some other party.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, like, we often host large family gatherings on holidays or 4th of July cookouts and stuff like that. And our rule is like, we're not going to buy or cook anything that's not vegan. But, if you really want to bring a burger to grill up, like, you're welcome to do that. Or on the holidays, if it wants to bring a ham or something like that, like, that's fine. You can serve it. That's no problem. But we won't buy it. And, and that seems to work fine. And but I would also respect anybody who said, no, I would rather not serve that in my house.
Yeah. Right. All right. So the update is actually not, it sort of diffuses the situation a bit and makes it less dramatic. So he said, there's no set rotation. The hosting goes to whoever wants to host the most or hasn't hosted before. So in this case, she wanted to. So there goes my solution, right? She's saying she wants to be it, and she's going to serve vegan food. She works at a well-known UK fast food restaurant. So there's no issues with her handling or preparing or serving meat. She does it all the time for her work, but in her home somehow feels different. And finally, they managed to come to a compromise where people can bring their own food as long as it doesn't contain meat. And he says, I think that's fair.
So they can contain meat?
They can bring vegetarian food. It doesn't have to be vegan. They can bring vegetarian meals to her house. She doesn't want meat being eaten in her house. Yeah, I don't know. It's a shame that food needs to do this to families.
It is such a shame.
But I understand why.
There was one comment. Let me see if I can find it, that I appreciated in that summary that they pulled out. It was people act like vegan meals come from Martian farms via telegram.
I saw that.
Or teleportation. It's literally just everything that you eat except the meat, dairy.
Right. There's nothing gross about this food. It's not. I mean, I guess if she's using a bunch of crazy vegan ingredients that you don't know, fake meats and stuff, that'd be a little reason maybe to be off-put. If all she's doing is still serving you food, it's just not the food you want. It's the same food you normally eat, but doesn't include some of the foods that you like. I mean, that's an interesting way of putting it. It's true. Like, it's kind of crazy that that would be then unacceptable to you, that it doesn't include some of these foods that you like. I don't know.
All right, we got a lot of comments here, so let's run through.
Let's do that. You got one in mind, Doug? I'm just kind of catching up on
them. Steven says, yes, he's the a-hole. Lori says, yes, she is, but I think it's him, actually. She's the a-hole. She shouldn't have told them. for my daughter's wedding, we quote unquote forced 200 people to eat vegan in one meal and didn't tell them.
Didn't tell them. And then she said one of the elderly guests whispered to her friend, "Dinner is a little veg heavy." But if that's the worst you get, like that's kind of what we were just saying. Like it's not a foreign from another planet food that you can't eat. It might be more vegetables than you typically want, or more grains, and less of the things you really like. But that's it. It's just a different meal. I mean, I don't know. So I'm more on the side of that now. Not a big deal. All right. Justin Kerner's here 2 days in a row. That's good to hear. Harold says if the food tastes good, who cares? Right. And that is true. I think the family just doesn't know if it's going to taste good or not. And probably even if it did taste good, they'd still be upset because that's what people do. Harold loves my Adidas gear. I like that. I don't think anybody's ever liked my Adidas gear before. We've made fun of it a good bit, but now we like it. The backstory there, Harold, is I went to the Adidas employee store at 50% off that was offered to my son's soccer club, and I just went nuts and threw out all my old clothes, got all new ones, and they happened to all have Adidas logos on them.
Dale Stevens asks, to be devil's advocate, what if she went to their gathering and they didn't tell her that something had meat?
Yeah,
that seems a little like they're not against vegetables, right?
Right. That's the thing.
They're not.
They don't think eating vegetables is wrong, or they don't think not eating meat in a meal is wrong. That's not one of their deeply held beliefs. Whereas she says, I don't want to be someone who eats animals. So little different. But I do appreciate devil's advocacy. I really like to see other sides and not just be like, oh, well, we're vegan, so therefore all the vegans are right and everyone who's not vegan is wrong, regardless of the situation. I don't like that. It's bad. So
hey, there was a comment way earlier that I wanted to call out. Matt O'Connor, and he's on the road to the Indianapolis Marathon as we speak. Good luck, Matt. I hope it's a great race.
Wow. That'll be fun. Big city marathon. Is Indianapolis a big city? I don't really know. Pretty big.
Indianapolis. Probably pretty big.
Yeah, should be fun. I miss a good, exciting city marathon vibe. It's nice. It's a nice time. Makes you feel good. Okay. So we get time to move on here. That's AITA is not too much. I don't know about that one. Usually they're a little more spicy than that. All right, let's look at Specialty Food Association's list. This is at specialtyfood.com. We'll just be quick with this one because we did a trends thing already, so I don't want to spend too long on it. I'm just going to run down the 8 that they have here, and then we can talk about what we want to. Number 1, a bevy of beverages, which that means talking about single-serve, non-alcoholic, fizzy, and non-fizzy drinks, coffees, teas, broths with functional ingredients, etc. So that's one. Cell-based meat and seafood. Cell-based. I mean, so that's not even just plant-based meat. This is the cultivated meat we're talking about. That's going to be a trend. I mean, is that? I guess because Singapore has allowed it. They were the first to allow this stuff. So cultivated chicken has been sold in Singapore for a while now, at least several months, way in advance of the United States allowing it. Maybe more than that, maybe even several years. I don't know. So maybe the trend here is they're saying in countries like that where is all cultivated meat allowed? Is the seafood already, from the thing you listen to, Doug, is seafood already being sold? Cultivated seafood?
Yes. Yeah. In Singapore. Okay. Yeah. And but I think the chicken was the main one that they were doing.
Okay. So if that's a 2024 trend, then they must be referring to a place where it can legally be sold, and that is probably just Singapore, as far as I know. So good. And then they do say, in a related trend, the shift toward growth of plant-based seafood overall is coming in 2024, with more companies working to perfect those products. So very interesting that's happening. Peach, the flavor of peach is going to be a trend, and I think for good reason. I think peach flavored things typically are very good.
Yeah.
Like, there used to be old peach tea, like you get it out of a vending machine. What was that tea company?
Snapple.
Peach Snapple. I used to love as a kid. That was delicious.
Yeah.
And loaded with sugar, I'm sure. But
we got some action going on in the
comments.
in Twitch, over on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey
All right.
guys.
Let me.
We know we got to shout out our Twitch viewers. So
Yeah, we do for sure. All right, I'll finish this list and then I'll look over there and see what's going on.
Okay.
Calabrian chili peppers, Doug. Who's been telling you about Calabrian chili peppers for like a year now or more? Me.
That's you.
Saying go on Amazon and get a bag of dried Calabrian chili peppers if you're not going to grow them yourself, which is also an option.
The year of the chili pepper.
Yeah, and the Calabrian chili peppers. Because so the market apparently has crested on sriracha and gochujang. Are you a big gochujang fan, Doug, for all the non-Mexican foods you eat all the time? No. It's a Korean barbecue kind of sauce stuff. It's more like it's Korean chili paste, really. It's sort of barbecue. It's a little sweeter than chili sauce would typically be, but it's also very spicy. So that was like a hipster food trend that maybe is peaked. I don't know. So anyway, Calabrian chilies now are coming in both conventional and unconventional products like pasta sauce, hot sauce, cured meats, snacks, relish, hot honey. Yeah, I'm telling you, they're good. Tahini, that seems like an odd trend, but I guess they're putting it in milkshakes, coffees, cookies, pastries. Makes sense. I mean, I'm sure it's versatile in some way. It can be a good substitute for other things. Soup, because of soup recipes on TikTok being so popular that the segment's been Doug's Soup Talk. That's interesting. Didn't know about that at all. Black sesame.
I'm here for that. I love a good soup.
Yeah, soup is great. What's nice about soup is that you can usually put it together pretty quickly in the afternoon and then have a dinner that feels pretty special. And it ends up being cheap and tasty.
Usually very healthy.
Comforting, healthy. Right. It kind of checks all the boxes for a good, practical weekday meal. Black sesame, ube, and milk tea. These are 3 iconic Asian flavors. Do you know any of these, Doug?
I do not know any of them.
I don't either.
I mean, I've heard of black sesame before, of course, but
yeah, and you can buy black sesame seeds, but I don't know what their flavor is like. I don't know what ube is at all. Has apparently a fantastic color. And what is milk tea? It's a flavor. It lends itself to baked goods and snacks.
Superette on Twitch is a milk tea fan. Yes, Toby, we are vegan.
Yeah. And then finally, value. Customers are watching finances, and value will be the name of the game. And then they've got these continuing trends, which I guess aren't new, but one of them is mushrooms are mushrooming. Yeah. So that's kind of good. You got another year maybe to champion this mushroom movement.
It's the decade of the mushroom. Okay. But hey, this is what I was excited about was reading this was that means that specialty food agreed with me that 2023 was the year of the mushroom. This is a continuing trend.
Yeah.
And mushrooms are still booming here.
Yeah. But a lot like your pull-ups, you didn't really do anything for this thing that was going to be a year of. You were gonna be like team mushroom guy and all this. Didn't do it. Life got in the way, I guess. There are a lot of Twitch people. So Supreet is one of our kind of OG Twitchers, just so everyone is aware. All the other Twitchers give the proper respect that Supreet has been here for a while. But good to see everyone else here too.
Del Steven says milk tea, I bet, is on the boba tea train. Possibly. Do you think there's milk in it? I'll look this up.
Yeah, I'm guessing milk tea is just tea with milk in it. And then they're saying that flavor is sort of like tea, but it has more richness to it. And that's why they put that in baked goods. I don't really know. That's
British tea served with milk.
Okay. All right.
And then ube is plum.
I thought ume is plum. UME. Like, because there's ume plum vinegar, very spicy, or not spicy, salty thing. So, Mr. Jeffrey, check that one. Check the facts on that one. No, he says he's pretty sure. So he might be wrong. But maybe it's a different like dialect or something.
What is ube? It has deep roots
tuber. It's a purple yam.
Purple yam. All right, there you go.
Originally from the Philippines. So this is probably what they eat in Okinawa, their purple sweet potatoes thing. I don't know if purple yam's the same as purple sweet potato, but I think it is. I think this is what they eat a whole lot of. And it's very nutritious. So there you go. All right. That's it. That is the end. Anything else, Doug? This is the end of the week. We haven't talked about Amazon Thursday Night Football is coming up. We haven't talked about Charlotte FC lost in the playoffs yesterday.
That was we haven't talked about the World Series at all.
Is that set yet? Did the National League
starts tomorrow?
Is it Phillies?
Diamondbacks versus Texas.
Right. Texas is who slaughtered the Orioles when they played them. So my
I'm just
money would
glad that
probably
the
be on
Astros
Texas.
aren't in there.
Oh, you don't like the cheating?
Don't like the cheating.
Isn't that your local minor league affiliate? Is the Astros?
It is, yeah.
Of the Asheville Tourists, who used to be.
They used
What were
to
they
be
before
Colorado,
that?
I think.
The Rockies.
Rockies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was disappointed when they were.
You're a lifelong not an Astros fan because of that cheating.
And
But they've cleaned house. Those people are gone, aren't they?
Doesn't matter. It was institutional.
Okay.
Comes down from the top. That type of thing comes down from the top.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it does or not. At least comes down from the manager, but I don't know.
Yeah. Same with Deflategate. I'm
Well, I like that one. I like not being a Patriots fan for a lot of reasons besides
Can't never be a Patriots fan, never be a Tom Brady fan. Again, because of the cheating.
I turned around on Tom Brady. I used to not like him. Like everyone else, I hated him just because his team won all the time. But then I came to appreciate him. Mm-hmm. So I'm a Tom Brady fan. All right. Anything else before we sign off for the week? We'll be back on Tuesday, of course. Man, everyone's pushing for that Friday show. Bianca emailed about it. Well, not about it, but she emailed and put it in there.
Harold needs us to announce it.
Well, I have been doing some thinking about formats and things.
I
think we need to get guests on this show once a week. I think we need a show that is introduction and weather report, and then the guest joins us instead of the main article, and they just come on and just kind of low key. I think that would be a nice show.
I've talked about this show before. Man, why am I blanking on everything?
Speaking of that, I haven't had 1 calorie yet today, which is why I am also feeling lightheaded. And I'm supposed to be on this mass gaining thing all of a sudden, and I have not eaten a bit of food. No, it's really not good at all. I got to get used to this new plan.
Smartless. That was the show that I talked about.
Right.
They have huge names. I mean, like the biggest names, mega superstars. And they spend the first 10 minutes just shooting the crap about whatever, just nonsense stuff. And I just think it's hilarious to think about these guests that are literally sitting behind a Zoom screen, just waiting on.
And they're just waiting to get on.
Yeah, waiting to come on. So we could do that. If they can do it, we can do it.
Right. Sure. Well, I do think we should do something like that. I think that would be a good thing. All right. So Steven says, bummer for Charlotte. I don't know if you heard me, Doug. They lost last night in their playoffs.
Oh, they did.
They're kind of play-in playoff game. Yeah. So that was unfortunate. It would have been nice to see that, but made the playoffs. It's a good, positive trend. So not all is bad there. Yeah. All right. That's it. I think we're good. Brandon Turner agrees on Friday. Dale likes Fridays. Everybody likes Fridays. See, we don't like Fridays because we like to be able to go away and just take Friday, Monday off. That's why we don't like Fridays. That's the problem. Yeah. But on the Fridays when we're here, I agree. It's a really fun show. It's nice. It's the true end of the week. And it's good.
What if we only did Friday shows?
If there was no other show, just one a week?
Just one a week. What would you guys think about that? Huh?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll figure it out. I have a good feeling there will be Friday shows. Just a little teaser. I'm guessing that's coming back.
A little teaser that we have not discussed. No, that sounds great.
Well, thanks everyone for attending, and I really appreciate, as much as we joke, I do appreciate that people want more of the show. That's really nice to hear.
Absolutely. I love it.
And they've been a lot of fun to do recently, so we definitely will take all that into account. So thanks to our Twitch users. Keep it up. If the popular demand is there, I could start a little FIFA streaming
there you go.
on Twitch. People really want that. So Twitch people, let me know if that's of interest.
Definitely. Has to be.
I'm kidding. It should not be of interest. It would not happen. Okay.
And hit up the Discord. You too, Matt, because you haven't been in there in a minute. But nomediaathlete.com/Discord. Join in. There's, even without us chiming in very much, and I try to chime in every couple of days. There's still plenty of fun action in there. So check it out. Yeah. That's great. Thank you. And please, check that out especially if you're a podcast listener, because podcast listeners, there are so many, and compared to the Discord or live engagement, it's, obviously that's many fewer. So that's where there's people to be had. So come on, podcast people. But people are listening. We've had several people this week say first time coming on the live show. Yeah. Love that.
thank you. And everyone else, please make that effort. Makes it more fun.
And while you're listening to the podcast, though, be sure to rate us in iTunes and all that stuff. And if you're still listening here to us ramble, then you should definitely, you're a perfect lead for a compliment. So
you're a lead.
Head over to lovecompliment.com. Take advantage of those mega deals for Planapalooza. We're on day 2 of 8, and it's just gonna get better.
All right, good. Then that's it. We haven't done any Halloween content. Maybe on Tuesday we'll do some sort of Halloween thing. Is that Halloween itself? Tuesday?
It is, yeah, Tuesday.
Wow. Okay, so we'll have a Halloween special probably.
But
without any time for anyone to change, right? If we tell you what candy to get or what good costume ideas, it won't be any use.
Perfect.
So okay. All right. That's it, everyone. Thank you for attending. Thank you for your enthusiasm and comments and all that. And we will talk to you on Tuesday. Have a good weekend.
All right.